How's it going? So I'm doing this drive back from Arizona to California, and I'm in that in-between where you drive for like 3 hours, stop at a gas station in the middle of, as you can see, like just nowhere. I mean, I'm at like a random hotel, and there's just desert and all this stuff. Probably gonna grab like Wendy's or something because very hungry. But I was just like, you know what, I'm here. It's kind of a unique situation. Might as well just chat a little bit so I don't fall asleep. I remember growing up, I would go on these road trips with family and stuff and take this route probably like 30, 40 times, it feels like, between like divorced parents, two separate families. So we'd go, but to do it solo, but to do it like 4 or 5 times, like almost once a month, is kind of insane. Because if you think about it, like nowadays, it's all about just having stuff going nonstop, like TikTok or going on Instagram or YouTube or all this stuff and having stuff. But sitting in your car with your thoughts and doing that for like last time getting here was like 7 hours is kind of insane. If you don't go through like all your thoughts and memories and stuff in that time, I don't know how you can't, because it's like you're just sitting there, and I turn on music or listen to podcasts, but I'm mostly thinking and thinking and thinking. And so it's kind of nice to have that time because you're able to, in a sense, face your demons or do that stuff and kind of have like a therapy session internally or externally if you talk to yourself. I mean, I talk to myself because it's like, what else are you gonna do? I don't know about you guys, but my foot will start hurting like a lot. Like it will get really cramped up, or like the bottom will start hurting. So I'll just have to be doing stuff to keep mind, or I'll do like a little thing, like I'm like driving or whatever, and I'll like move my foot like this, or kind of like just kind of do like some stretches. Because I'm just sitting and I have it in like one place, I have it on the ground because my feet they're somewhat tall. I'm a somewhat tall guy, and the car just pulled up next to me, so it's like it makes sense. Like I can kind of just reach it from the ground. Like I don't need to like do any special stuff. But I've always thought it's an interesting time because I don't think that there's much more isolation than driving solo. Like you're just going by all these like whatever wheelers, 18-wheeler cars, and you're like just kind of just doing your thing, hoping to not crash, hoping to stay in line. It's different if you're like with someone or hanging out and you're like, oh, and hang out. But it's like, it's like, it's so nice to just get back or at least get to like the middle part and then get back. Like it's just kind of released because you're just sitting in the car. For me, I'll like listen to like the same few albums, the same few songs over and over. And at a certain point, like they can be really good songs, but you kind of get a little bored of them because recognize, the same melody, it's coming every single time. So it's kind of a little like, okay, like just kind of focus. It's really tough not to just look at the clock. Like I have this little thing or whatever. And so it will pop up the time like over here. So I'll just be glancing over, look at it. And it's tough because when you know like the time that you're probably gonna get there, it's easy to do the calculations and do it like minute by minute instead of just waiting, kind of like being in the moment. Like you're kind of just looking, you're like, oh, 2 more minutes, or like any of this stuff till this or that. Like it's kind of easy to get lost in that. I found it like when you kind of just get lost, like that's why I turn on like a podcast or watch these videos and stuff like that are like, I don't know necessarily how long they are, so that I kind of can lose myself in it, so that I'm not thinking so much about the time. Because if you think about the time, like 6 hours, I mean, there's people that drive across country and do like insane road trips and do all this stuff. So this is nothing. But standing by yourself for 6 hours, I mean, if you don't have something to do, it can get boring pretty quick. it's like if you want to get bored, just sit in a car and drive in the middle of the desert. Because it's not even like, I mean, at a certain point you get to like the actual city and stuff like that. But when you're in the pure desert, like it's cool to see mountains and stuff like that. But like it's kind of like just a bunch of mountains, and if you've driven the same route like a bunch of times, like it's kind of like just so locked in trying to get to the next spot. Yeah, no, it's an interesting part, and there's a unique, I think, vibe or whatever to like the driving, especially like when you're driving solo through it, because I hadn't done it solo until like the end of last year, so it's pretty fresh. But it feels like adult stuff. It feels like an adult thing. Like I don't do it for business or whatever, but I know a lot of people do this route. They go from like one place to another and like stay at a hotel or do whatever. Like it kind of feels like a adult thing to do. Like obviously kids probably not driving unless you're like 16, 17, which is kind of like adult, but it's kind of cool. And when you do it, you're like, oh wow. I mean, I sat in a car and I drove for 6 hours. Wow. It's crazy. But no, yeah, I just shared my thoughts. Hopefully you liked it or didn't like it. If you didn't like it, great. Check out these videos. Have a nice day and peace out.